بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. And welcome to another session of التعبير القرآني by Dr. Fadil Saleh Samir-Ra'i, where we are going through that book by Dr. Fadil, and we're trying to understand what he's trying to tell us and also improve our nahu, our sarf, and our general understanding of Arabic language. All right. So last time we had finished page yesterday. We had finished page 21, 20, and today we're going to start page 21. So again, we are in the conclusive remarks of chapter 1, where he's just astounded by the miraculous nature of the Quran and just how no matter which angle you approach the Quran, from whichever aspect you look at the Quran, whether it's history, geology, whether you look at it from psychology, from sociology, whatever angle that you look through, whatever lens you use to look through the Quran, you would find it outstanding and just brilliant in the way it is written. So we're going to continue from there. I don't know if there's anyone who wants to participate. Please let me know. You can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and we can continue. All right, Archie? We can do the first paragraph, and then if we have more time,
Okay,
we can go to the second one.
okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يراه العذيب معجزا ويرى اللغوي معجزا ويراه أرباب القانون والتشريع معجزا والتشريع معجزا ويراه علماء الاقتصاد معجزا ويراه المربون معجزا
Mhm.
ويراه علماء النفس والمعنيون بالدراسات النفسية معجزا
Mhm.
ويراه علماء الاجتماع معجزا ويراه مصلحين معجزا ويراه كل راسخ في علمه معجزا.
Exactly. Thank you for that. So again, you can see the same structure that we talked about last time, where he keeps repeating the same statement over and over again to rouse your emotions. So he says, يراه الأديب معجزا ويراه اللغوي معجزا ويراه أرباب القانون والتشريع معجزا. There were a bit of some typos here. ويراه علماء الاقتصاد معجزا ويراه المربون معجزا ويراه علماء النفس والمعنيون بالدراسات النفسية معجزا ويراه علماء الاجتماع معجزا ويراه المصلحون معجزا ويراه كل راسخ في علمه معجزا. All right, so he says the literary, the linguists, the literary or the what is adib? Why am I forgetting adib? Um, literary, I think. Just yeah, basically people who are in literature. Yeah.
Literates. You can say literates.
Literates, it has to do with knowing how to read and write, but adib is like somebody who is in literature, a literary person,
Okay.
I think. Yeah. Sometimes I think it's also used for authors, I'm not so sure, but let's go with literary. So the literary sees it as a miracle. Writer, yeah, sometimes it's seen as a writer, because they deal with literature, they deal with written material. So sometimes it's seen as that as well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or author, yeah. So يراه الأديب معجزا, the authors or the literary people, they see it as a miracle. ويراه اللغوي معجزا, and linguists see it as a miracle. ويراه أرباب القانون والتشريع معجزا, and the masters of law and legislature see it as a miracle. In other words, legal personnel, legal people, they see it as a miracle. ويراه علماء الاقتصاد معجزة, and the professors of economics, they see it, or scholars of economics, they see it as a miracle. ويراه المربون معجزا, and the educators, I think you can translate مربون as educators, they see it as a miracle. ويراه علماء النفس والمعنيون بالدراسة النفسية معجزة, and the psychologists, علماء النفس, psychologists, والمعنى والمعنيون بالدراسة النفسية, and those concerned with psychological studies, or psychological studies, they see it as a miracle. ويراه علماء الاجتماع معجزا, and sociologists see it as a miracle. ويراه المصلحون معجزا, all right, and reformers, صلح, to reform, to make something better, so reformers see it as a miracle. ويراه كل راسخ في علمه معجزا, and everyone deeply rooted in his science or in his knowledge sees it as a miracle. So whatever science or whatever knowledge or whatever specialization you have, if you approach this Quran from that specialization, you're going to find some amazing discoveries of this, and you would find it impossible to be human. Like, there's no way, right? So that's the point that he's trying to make. And the fact that he keeps repeating this is supposed to rouse your emotions and convince you of the amazing nature of the Quran. All right, are we good so far? All right, so let's break it down. The grammar again, of obviously it's repetitive. So once you've done the first part, basically it just repeats the same thing. Why is it معجزا and not معجزة? Where? Or everywhere, or just specific places, or because it's a hal of the Quran.
Yeah, it is a hal, but why the ta marbuta has been removed?
Why should it be there?
Isn't it mu'jiza like with the ta marbuta? So we can't say mu'jizatan as a miracle. Or is it written like this?
I think this is معجز. يعني not so sure. I never thought of it that has a ta marbuta. I just assumed that it's a hal of the Quran, and Quran is it's masculine.
Yeah,
So in
it
that
is a hal.
sense,
But, but otherwise, I was looking, is there any word like ajaza, yajizu? And is it,
yeah.
so it is this file then, right?
Yeah.
Not the miracle. So if that means humbled.
No, miracle also. معجز.
Then it should have a Tamar Buta, right?
Not necessarily, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think, yeah, you can just, because it's a hal of the Quran. The Quran is
Yeah, that I
masculine.
know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can make a Tamar Buta hal also. Just put the name on it.
Uh, I'm saying the Quran is masculine.
Yeah, but Maujiza itself is a word, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't have a male version. Does it have a male version?
Yes, there is mu'jiz, clearly.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
I'm
so
going
this is a
to, I
male.
don't know, because I'm assuming that is uh I never looked at it, to be honest, so I'm not so sure why there's no ta marbuta, but that's what I'm assuming.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm looking at lens and it's saying, what is this? Adzun, Adz and Mu'jiza and Mu'jizatun and Ma'jizatun, which is agreeable with the rule, and Ma'jiz, which is, I don't know what that means. But yeah, so there's, and this is Ma'jiz, this is something else. I think I'll have to look into that. I'm not so sure, honestly. If
Okay. Why I'm asking it, is it very referring to a miracle, or is it referring to the humbleness?
I think miracle.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
So, mu'jiza is a miracle. Mu'jizan,
تا مربوطة
miraculous.
مصدر مرة.
Miraculous. Yes. So
Ah,
one is a word and one is adjective. Mu'jizan is miraculous. So it can either take ta marbuta or no, depending on what it is describing.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look further into that and maybe post it in the group. But yeah, you could be right. 'Cause معجز, the words of the Quran, وما أنتم بمعجزين في الأرض, signify. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into that. I'm not so sure, honestly. Because I feel like either the ta marbuta could be like a masdar marra, like what Zara is saying, like a single miracle, mu'jizatan, single miracle, but mu'jizan, like the way it is, mu'jizan, like the hal of it. It's miraculous in nature. يراه الأديب معجزا. He says it miraculous. So that could be a good explanation for that as well. Yeah, interesting question. Any other questions? Okay. So يراه الأديب, يراه فعل مضارع, and الأديب is the outside fa'il. So we have a فعل, and of course the who here is the مفعول به. The attached pronoun is the مفعول به. الأديب يراه. So the literary says it. How does he see it? معجزا, miraculous, or as a miracle. Exactly. And then, of course, now the same statement just keeps on recurring. ويراه اللغوي معجزا, and the linguist sees it as a miracle. So it's the same structure, فعل, مفعول, فاعل, and then the hal of it. Yeah. So other than the words, just the fa'il changing, nothing else is changing. So you can see it's only the fa'il that keeps on changing. الباب القانوني والتشريعي. Right?
Sister Ilham, can I ask something?
Yeah, sure.
Sister Ilham, hal is also itself a maf'ul, right? Maf'ul hal, mu'jizan.
Yes.
And one more thing, like because it is referring to who Quran, which is proper. That is why it is called as hal. Had it been nakira, it would have been called as sifa, right?
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yeah, because
Okay.
yeah.
Just
Yeah, because it's who here. The who goes back to the Quran, so it's proper. Yeah. And also yara, we talked about this. This fi'al,
takes two maf'uls, right?
exactly. But because it's not. No, I see, this is the thing, whenever it comes to these words, I'm just like completely confused.
No, you said me once like insight view, like view, which is two ways of views. You said seeing is of two ways, internal
Yeah.
view and something. That one.
Yeah, so when it is like internal view, then it takes two maf'ul bihis, and if it is a physical seeing,
Takes
then
one.
it takes a maf'ul bihi and a hal. So is this a physical seeing? Probably not. Then this means that this would be a maf'ul bihi number 2. Right? Yeah, probably. So that's maf'ul bihi number 1. Because when you see something as a miracle, you're not exactly seeing it physically, right? You're not. Yeah, that's a good reminder there. So all this magazine is a maf'ul bihis. Same maf'ul bihis. Any other questions? I think this is probably the easiest passage in this entire chapter. Like, because it just repeats the same thing, and even the grammar bit is very straightforward. Like, there's not much happening, right?
How would you translate this if you take this as maf'ul bihi? You will say the author or the adib sees it
Mm-hmm.
miracle. I mean,
Miraculous.
sees it miraculous.
Yeah. Or if you want to
Okay.
use as, you can still use as. There's nothing stopping you from
Yeah.
saying the author sees it as a miracle.
Oh, yeah. It sounds more like a hal. Is it
But it's
necessary
not.
that if you if a verb, sorry to interrupt you, but if a verb takes two maf'ul, then the two maf'ul must be there. I mean, okay, okay.
That's not why. That's not why we are saying this is a maf'ul bihi, because we're saying that this is yara. This verb particularly has two ways of looking at it. It can either be a fi'lul qalb, which takes on two maf'ul bihis, or it can, and generally this fi'l takes on two maf'ul bihis. Now, the way you do the i'rab of this fi'l depends on whether it is a physical seeing, or is it like an intellectual seeing? Is it you thinking in your mind or actually seeing with your eyes? So in other words, this sight, is it with the physical eyes or is it with your mind? If it is the sight of the mind, then it takes two maf'ul bihis. If it is the sight of the eyes, then it takes one maf'ul bihi and a had. That's the rule. So it's not like it's a must for the sake of, just because it's a fi'al that takes two maf'ul bihis, then you must find a maf'ul bihi, which actually you have to, because now, again, why does it take on two maf'ul bihis? Because the sentence is incomplete. If I said, I thought you to be, and I stopped there, would that sentence be complete? No, it wouldn't be. You thought me to be what? Something is missing. So yeah, we do expect, we have to find a second maf'ul bihi. I thought you to be, I don't know, something. I thought you to be tall, right? I thought you to be tall. So the tall here is the second maf'ul bihi in that sense, right?
Okay. So here also, if we do literal translation, then it will be the adib saw it to be miraculous.
Exactly. There you go.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Even yeah, sometimes even like if seeing, you can even not use the word seeing as such for such situations, because now it's seeing of the mind, so you can use other words that are more closer to the seeing of the mind than the seeing of the, because in English we don't really use seeing more of the mind than of the eyes. We use seeing for the eyes most of the time. Sometimes we use it for the mind, yes, but mostly we use it for the eyes. So you can even use a different word. The observed, maybe, I don't know, the adib observed it as a miracle.
Consider, perceive.
Consider, yeah,
Yeah, perceive looks like a good, better word.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, those words, you can
Mm.
use those words.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay, ma'am. How are you gonna translate marboon? Marboon.
مربون معجزا. Like, yeah,
مربونة.
there's one. Yeah.
Yeah, so educators. ربى, to grow, to nurture, to educate. This is ربى, family 2.
Okay.
ربى
Okay.
يربي تربية, فهو مرب. So
And
مرب, then مربونة.
and علماء النفس is professors of economics.
علماء الاقتصاد.
Okay.
Yeah, scholars of economics or professors of economics is fine. النفس, these are psychologists. علم النفس, psychology. علم الاجتماع, sociology.
And معنوي is sociologist, right? بالدراسات.
No, معني مع why is this word so difficult for me? معنيون. معنيون. معني يعني somebody concerned with something. معني is somebody concerned with.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like we can say somebody who is interested into psychology, right?
Right. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an اسم فاعل. معني. Yeah. Any other questions there? Okay. Great. Let's see how long we can, how much we can be able to do of the next passage. Anybody wants to read this next passage? Okay. No problem. I can read it. So, لقد كشف لهم وهم يبحثون في وجوه إعجازه عن بحار ليس لها ساحل. وغاصوا في لجج ليس لها قعر. وكل عاد بلؤلؤة كريمة أو عقد نظيم وبقيت so بقيت ثمة خزائن تفوق الحصر. تفوق الحصر. تفوق الحصر لم يلجها الوالجون وكنوز لا يطيقها إحساء لا يطيقها إحساء. Maybe we can do up to there and see. We can, let me just do it up to the full stop and then we'll figure out how much we can be able to do. So لم تمتد إليها الأيدي. Here's, I think there's a typo. So فنا يفني تفني الدنيا is the فاعل ولا تفني أبلى يبلي ويبلي again another typo here. ويبلي كل جديد ولا تبلي. Okay, let's figure that up to there and then we can go on. لقد كشف لهم وهم يبحثون في وجوه إعجازه عن بحار ليس لها ساحل وغاصوا في لجج ليس لها قعر وكل عاد بلؤلؤة كريمة أو عقد نظيم وبقية تمة خزائن تفوق الحصر لم يلجها الوالجون وكنوز لا يطيقها إحساء لم تمتد إليها الأيدي تفني الدنيا ولا تفني ويبلى كل جديد ولا تبلي ويبلي كل جديد ولا تبلي. So what Dr. Fadil is saying here is saying that it demonstrated to them while وهم يبحثون, while they were researching different aspects of its miraculous nature, what was demonstrated to them on oceans that do not have coasts, that do not have you can say ends, but coastlines, you can say. Yeah. So it demonstrated what they were researching, its miraculous aspects on ocean without shores. That's a good, yeah, shores. So, and they dove to depths. Again, thing is, he's speaking metaphorically here. A lot of metaphors in this paragraph. He's not speaking literally, like they actually dove into the ocean. No, he's talking about the Quran as an ocean. So while they were researching the miraculous aspects of this massive ocean that is the Quran, they found that this ocean does not have shores. Like it's just endless. And so they dove to the depths, deep depths of this ocean, and they couldn't find the end. Qa'r is a bottom. We, for those of you who may be following the Surah Qamar discussion, we talked about نخل منقعر, like the bottom of the roots of the palm trees. So munqa'ir is mentioned there. So qa'r, same word. Like they found bottomless oceans. That's what they found. And each one of them came up with a precious pearl. Karima has several meanings of generous, perfection, and precious. Something precious is called karima. So here precious makes more sense. So they came out with a precious pearl, or aqdin nadimin, a well-strung, a well-arranged necklace. Yeah. So either they came up with just a single beautiful, precious pearl, or they came up with several pearls that could make up a beautiful necklace that is well strung, again, well arranged. Because that's the beauty of the Quran. Everything is beautifully well arranged. And despite how much they extracted from it, وَبَقِيَتْ ثَمَّةَ, and it still remained there in those depths of the oceans, في لُجَجٍ, in those lujaj means depths, like something that is really deep. So those depths, and it's plural, it's a broken plural. And it still remained there in those depths. What remained? Coffers of treasure, right? That exceed beyond limits. Still remain there, coffers. وبقيت ثمة خزائن تفوق الحصر. تفوق الحصر. حصر means limit. So تفوق, exceed, beyond, go beyond limit. لم يلجها الوالجون. So anybody who tries to get them, a diver, couldn't get them. An infiltrator couldn't infiltrate this treasure. You would try to go to these depths and you couldn't get them. And what else remained? So you have khaza'inu, coffers, and also treasures. You would find treasures, وَكُنُوزٌ لَا يَطِيقُهَا إِحْسَاء, that cannot be counted. لَمْ تَمْتَدَّ إِلَيْهَا الْأَيْدِي, hands cannot reach it. Hands cannot extend to it. You cannot grab it. That this, like he's saying that there's so much treasure and it's in such a depth that you can't even find it. This Quran is such a massive ocean that has no shores, that has bottomless ends. Like you cannot find the ends to it. And no matter how much you extract from it, whatever you leave behind, whatever remains behind, is way more than even what hands can be able to extract. لم تمتد إليها الأيدي, hands cannot be able to extend to it. تفني الدنيا, the entire dunya perishes, the entire dunya expires, ends. ولا تفني, and those treasures and those coffers, they don't end, they don't expire. They don't finish, if you will. They don't meet its end. Does not perish. That's the good word. Yeah. So the world perishes, but these treasures and these coffers, they do not perish. وَيُبْلِي كُلُّ جَدِيدٍ, and every new thing deteriorates. Every new thing rusts. Every new thing wears out. So abla yubli, to wear out. So every new thing wears out. No matter, like, you can buy your new phone and you're so happy about it, and after 6 months it starts to wear out. After 2 years, the screen starts to scratch and maybe break, and and if you have kids, oh, it's probably gone. So every new thing, kullu jadidin, every new thing wears out. But he says, no, this Quran, the treasures, ولا تبلي, these treasures and this coffers of treasure, they don't wear out. Because again, imagine, people have been reading the Quran for 1400 years, and yes, every time you read it, it's like you're reading something new. In fact, forget wearing out, it regenerates, it revives. Like you've been reading Surah Al-Fatiha all your life, but every time you try and contemplate Surah Al-Fatiha, you'd find some new gems. I mean, if you've watched the Deeper Look series of Surah Al-Fatiha, it's, I don't know how many lectures, just one short surah. But Ustaz did, I think, I don't know how many videos, several videos. And from this angle and from this angle, and it just gives and gives and gives. And who knows what more would be extracted from this Quran. وَيُبْلِي كُلُّ جَدِيدٍ وَلَا تُبْلِي. Every new thing deteriorates, but it doesn't deteriorate. It doesn't wear out. Right? Is the meaning so far clear? And are there any questions or clarifications, or if there are any mistakes I made, please let me know so that we can fix it. Okay. So let's try and figure out the grammar of it. لقد, we've done لقد several times. لام القسم, قد حرف التحقيق. So it comes with the ماضي in the meaning of certainty or already. كشف فعل ماضي. So this is our فعل. And the فاعل is the inside pronoun هو. It demonstrated or it manifested. كشف has so many different meanings, so I don't know, whichever meaning you want to go with. Unveiled, realized, yeah, all these are meanings of كشف. So it realized for them, or it unveiled for them, or it demonstrated to them. What did it demonstrate to them? كشف. Why would we make it
Can we-
majhul?
passive, like while they were
Why?
discussing and while they were searching. So it was revealed to them. They came to know that this is endless.
Yeah, I guess you can look at it as passive. It was unveiled for I guess it can go both ways. Yeah. Yeah. It can go both ways. Either the Quran revealed, like unveiled to them, or demonstrated to them. Or you can say it was demonstrated to them, or it was unveiled to them. It was, yeah, both can work, I guess. Right. Thinking which one would كشف
Because we are making a stress on the fact, on some fact that this is endless. And this fact was revealed to them. So if we put it into the active sense, yes, grammatically it can work, but it loses the emphasis on the fact that's being stated over here, because we put passive because we want to bring the maf'ul to attention. And this is where the maf'ul is under attention.
المفعول.
I mean, the Quran revealed something to them. And what was that something? That it is an endless ocean.
But I'm looking at it as the Quran is the one that unveiled for them.
Yeah.
Like, it's the one that doing
Yeah.
it. So it's active.
So what is important? The doer is important, or the maf'ul is important over here?
Mm, I don't know. I think both just work, and it has like it doesn't spoil the meaning so much. In fact, it doesn't even spoil the meaning. لقد كشف لهم وهم يبحثون في وجوه لقد كشف لهم. I don't see like any, because it comes with an, the meaning of demonstrated, and if you make it passive, because if it was revealed, so kushifa, it was revealed to them. Kashafa, it demonstrated to them. I think like either way it makes sense. It doesn't lose the meaning. You understand? If I say لقد كشف لهم عن بحار, it was revealed to them on oceans, or لقد كشف لهم, it demonstrated to them on oceans. So I think both. Goes to whom? I didn't understand that. Yeah, so both ways can yeah, well, however you want to look at it. You can say kushifa. And if you guys are comfortable with that, we can go with that. We can say, okay, it was revealed to them while they were searching, researching, or investigating. Right. I find the active more, by the way, just my own opinion, I find the active more convincing, but yeah, we can go with the passive as well. So it revealed it to them. وَهُمْ يَبْحَثُونَ فِي وُجُوهِهِمْ, referred to the يبحثون. Yeah, the whom. It was revealed to them while they were researching different aspects of its miraculous nature. What did it reveal to them? Because again, this feels like a maf'ul bihi to me, and that's why I'm taking this as active. Because what did it reveal to them? What did it unveil to them? عن بحار ليس لها ساحل, on oceans that do not have shores. This is, and if you were to look at it as passive, then this would be your naibul fa'il. It was what was revealed to them. So you would probably start with this one, and you'd say oceans without shores were revealed to them while they were researching on different aspects of its miraculous nature. And I think whether you look at it that way or you say that this is the active, it comes to the same meaning, doesn't it? Like the meaning is not affected much. So obviously the grammar of it, like this part, عن بحار, this would be either the maf'ul bihi or it would be the naibul fa'il, depending on how you see this word. So that's just the slight difference there. But maybe, yeah, maybe kushifa sounds more right. I don't know. Whichever, really.
Is kashafa married to an?
Yeah, in this case, it comes with an. This an is linked to kashafa and not yabhath, not bahatha yabhath. This one goes back to kashafa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sister Ilham, this unbeharing is the it's a muta'alliq, right? It's not a fa'il.
In this case, it is.
It is fa'il.
Not fa'il, maf'ul bihi, or naibul fa'il, depending on how you look at it.
No, I'm taking as a active. So if I take it as a active, then unbihari is a maf'ul.
Yes, because now kashafa comes with an.
So if it comes with an, so suppose some fails if they are married to her, so then it will not be taken as, it would be taken as maf'uls and not that muta'alliq, is it?
That's how you understand it. Like, because you can actually say, yes, it in a sense it is muta'addi bi harf in a sense, but it also takes a direct maf'ul bihi.
And that creates a lot of confusion because there
Yes.
are many verbs which comes with different harfs, and well, in that case, if this is taken as it's taken as maf'ul, then because it is also giving a detail, which is another way of seeing it. So I was
Yeah.
confused. Like this shouldn't be maf'ul, and I was thinking this should be as muta'alliq. And now you said me because it is married to an, so it will be taken as a maf'ul. So would you please elaborate a little bit when we should consider it as a maf'ul or when we should consider it as a muta'alliq, please? How to consider it? How to identify it as?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to. So maybe the easiest would be to look at it as passive, and I think that would just clarify, and then you would just look at it. But then I think kashafa is. This word is. I'm not. It's giving me some headache.
Here, you know, what I am finding is that kashafa without any harf, it means to remove, to uncover, to reveal. When it comes with ala, it means to visit. And then when it is constructed with an, it means to remove or to pick up something from another thing. Now, how do you translate that? Oh my God.
So what I'm saying is that if kashafa comes with the direct maf'ul bihi, yeah, it has the meaning of uncovered it, unveiled it, laid it open, displaced, exposed. And then when it comes with kashafa anhu, with a an, it means investigated, explored, scrutinized, searched, examined, inquired into it. And then, yeah. So I don't know.
Isn't an going back to Yabhasuna?
No. No, it's not go back to
Why?
Yabhathuna. Because it won't make sense.
Um,
When they were exploring oceans, it's not the oceans that they were exploring. It's the oceans that were uncovered for them. So when they were researching the Quran, what did they find? They found oceans. This is what they found. When this is what was kushifa or kashafa. This is what was unveiled to them. But if we were to say that bahatha comes with an, it means to search for. So does it mean that while they were searching for oceans, they were not searching for oceans that have no shores? That doesn't even make sense. Why would they be searching for oceans with no shores? No, it's the Quran that revealed to them that it is an ocean without shores. So this is an biharin. This is it goes back to kashafa or kushifa. This word.
That is
Is that
for
clear?
it goes back to Kushifa. It makes more sense. But you're
Right.
taking this part it as a maf'ul. This one, an bihar in daisalaha sahidum, you're taking it as maf'ul.
Yeah. Because
Still have one. Yeah.
maybe I need to figure out some more ways in which I can be able to explain that concept to you, because I think it was mentioned in Bayna during the discussion of muta'addi bi harf. But
Okay.
then again, I'm not so sure. I don't understand this word enough because this word is both lazim and muta'addi at the same time, I think. Or it is married to an. I'm not so sure. So I need to figure out what's happening with this word and also the implications of that. I'm not so sure.
One more. Why وهم يبحثون في وجوه الإيجاز. So وهم يبحثون, this whole sentence is like a hal for this Kushifa.
Yeah, this is a half. this whole sentence, or up to here.
Up till Sahilun or Ijazi?
Ijaz.
Ijazi.
Yeah.
Ijaz.
Yeah, this is the hal.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sister, but I need a please help me with this unbihad laysa. Not today, if in case you come to know when we should consider it as a maf'ul or some muta'alliq. This
Okay.
really confusing. Jazakallah khair.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm gonna research more on this word, and also it's when it comes with an and the intricacies of what's happening here, and whether should we just take it as passive, and therefore we can say that this an is mutaaddi bi harf or something. I don't know. Like, yeah, we can figure that out. I will research that later. Okay. So, please translate this line. Yeah, okay, so let's go with the passive because I think it will be more comfortable, I think, to understand it as passive as opposed to active. I think it brings more complication as active. So let's take it as passive. لقد كشف لهم وهم يبحثون في وجوه إعجازه عن بحار ليس لها ساحل. So I want you to imagine that this عن بحار ليس لها ساحل was here. Like this sentence was here. كشف عن بحار ليس لها ساحل وهم كشف لهم, sorry. كشف لهم. Because that would make more sense if it came here. So that would be like a cleaner way of saying this sentence. Oceans without shores were unveiled to them while they were researching different aspects of its miraculous nature, of its inimitability. So that's how you translate that. Okay? So this was unveiled to them. If you take it as passive. Of course, if you take it as active, you would say it demonstrated to them. What did it demonstrate to them? Oceans without shores while they were researching its different aspects. Yeah. All right.
It's a whole naibul file, and biharin laysa laha sahil, it would be whole naibul file, right?
Yes, the whole jar majroor could act as a naibul fa'il. Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
From an to sahilun, it will be whole naibul file.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go through the entire sentence bit by bit, and then we can figure out. So لقد كشف, we've agreed that we're going to go it as passive. So this is our فعل ماضي للمجهول, and then لهم متعلق to that فعل, right? And then وهم واو حرف عطف, and we know, sorry, واو حالية. So this is واو حالية, and that means this entire جملة اسمية here is our حال. All right, and then hum is our mubtada. يبحثون, this whole sentence is our khabar to that mubtada, and inside it is a jumla fi'liya. So يبحثون فعل, the fa'il is the inside pronoun hum, of course. And then يبحثون في وجوه إعجازه متعلق بيبحثون. And that entire يبحثون في وجوه إعجازه is the khabar of this hum mubtada, and together this whole structure here is the hal of kushifa, of it, yani, while they were researching. Now we come to questions. Okay, then we come to this part, an biharin. Now we are saying this an, it only makes sense that this an goes back to kushifa. It only makes sense if it goes back there and not يبحثون, because this would not make sense, right? Again, when it comes to this jar majrur, you need to know where to attach it, because remember, sometimes they come muqaddam, sometimes they're muakhar. I don't know what's happening, so you have to connect it to the right fi'il or the right khabar or the right isim fa'il, the right isim maf'ul, whatever sifa, the right place. Yeah, so we're saying this an biharin ليس لها ساهل is connected to كشف, and we know an is حرف جار بحار مجرور, right? And then you have بحار is light, is nakira, sorry, بعدها جملة, followed by a sentence. So this ليس لها ساهل is a صفة to بحار. That's how they're connected, right? And of course, this is ليس لها ساهل is a ليس sentence, which is a sister of كان, and therefore it's going to be treated as جملة اسمية. So ليس and its اسم, which is ساهل, form the مبتدأ, and لها is the متعلق بالخبر. All right. And if we are to look at كشف as passive, then this entire sentence here that is متعدي بحرف with عن then becomes the نائب الفاعل, the doer of that.
Sister Ram, that means kashifa, it hadn't been kashafa, then it had it taken passive, then an biharin was a maf'ul, which had become a naibul file in a
Yes.
passive form.
Exactly. Exactly. See, that's why I was reading it as active, and if I read it as active, this becomes my maf'ul bihi. But if I make this passive, then this becomes my na'ibul fa'il. Right?
Sister Ram, because I think this kashafa is lazim, that is why an biharu was a maf'ul, right? Because it is married. No, mutaaddi bin harf. Please correct me. This kashafa is mutaaddi bin harf. That is why an bihari it was taken as maf'ul, right, Sister Lam?
But the thing is, it's both lazim and mutaaddi. So I need to do some research. That's why I was saying I'm not so sure about it.
Okay.
This word, I need to do the research. What are the implications if we make it lazim?
No
Or
problem.
is it even lazim? It could be that it's not lazim at all. It could be that because I see that it takes a direct maf'ul bihi and it's married to a harf an. So either it is married to a harf an or it takes a maf'ul bihi directly. It doesn't mean that it is lazim. When something is married to something, doesn't mean that it is lazim. So that's another important distinction. So it could be that it is just married to this harf an. It comes with this harf an, but it also takes a direct maf'ul bihi. So I need to do some, honestly, I need probably
If
need
you don't
to
mind, can I
research.
ask you one more question, Sister Ram? Because it
Sure.
created a lot of confusion for me. When
Yeah.
a harf gets married to when a verb gets married to any of the harf, and after that it comes ism, then would we take it? Okay, you said me. Would we take it as a maf'ul or muta'alliq in general?
So could you repeat that?
When a fail gets married to a harf, and after that we get an ism, which is majroor form, would we take it as, in general, till now what we were studying, do we take it as a maf'ul or we take it as a muta'alliq?
So let me give an example. When I say he brought a book. He brought a book. أتى بالكتاب وجاء بالكتاب. How would we take the بالكتاب?
Of course we'll take it as maf'ul.
Exactly. So that's kind of like, because it answers the question what, right?
Okay. So it depends
Yeah,
upon the
so
context, translation, how would you take it as?
exactly. Like what question is it answering? Sometimes it could be answering the question where. So that would be a maf'ul fihi. Yeah. Okay, great. Any other questions? Okay. I know this passage is, and again, by the way, Dr. Fadil is speaking majaziyan, metaphorically. He's not speaking literally. He's not saying that they found a literal ocean without shores. No, he's speaking elaborately in a metaphorical sense, right? So that's what he said, right? وغاص لجج ليس لها قعر. غاص, to dive. غاص يغوص, to dive. غاصوا, they dove. Okay, they dove. So our فعل is غاصوا, and the fa'il is the inside pronoun, the واو للجماعة, the hum version. So غاصوا, hum, they dove. في لجج متعلق. Where did they dove? And where did they dive? You can even say this في لجج is like, what is it called? ظرف.
مفعول فيه.
Yeah, you can look at it as a مفعول فيه. Like where did they dive? في لجج, in depth. So you can look at it as متعلق, you can look at it as مفعول فيه, right? And then you have لجج is nakira بعدها الجملة. We've covered the same kind of structure there. So ليس لها قعر is a صفة to لجج. And of course the same structure applies here. So ليس and its ism make up the مبتدا, and then the لها is the متعلق. All right? And they dove to depths that do not have bottoms. Bottomless depths, in other words. They dove to bottomless depths. Again, he's not talking about literal depths, bottom, like of oceans. He's talking about like the Quran is so vast, the Quran is so rich, the Quran is so deep that no matter how much you dive into it, you will not find an end. There's no end to it. There's no shores in sight. The depth is so much that you cannot see the depths of it. Are we good? Is that clear? So, and then he says, وَكُلٌّ, and everyone. So this is our mubtada, kullun. And then whatever comes after it is our khabar. And inside that khabar is a jumla fi'aliyah. So, عَادَ يَعُودُ, to return. So, عَادَ, be, brought back. He brought back. Okay, so again, the same concept here applies. جاء بي, عاد بي, أتى بي. So this lu'lu'a is actually the maf'ul bihi. What did he bring back? The lu'lu'a. So again, you see the same concept kind of applies here. So عاد بلؤلؤة. So this is our fi'al, and بلؤلؤة here would be our maf'ul bihi, right? Because he brought back. What did he bring back? lu'lu'a, a pearl. And then of course, lu'lu'atin karimatin, mawsuf sifa. So this is the sifa of lu'lu'a. أو حرف عطف, connecting this part to this part. So either he brought back one single perfect, precious pearl, أو عقد عظيم. عقد is a necklace. طوق is another name for a necklace. So عقد, a necklace. But this word, again, be careful, because عقد could mean something else, like 10 year, a decade. It's called عقد. Contract is called عقد. Contact, عقد. So this is kind of like a word that could take you in different directions, because each word means a different thing. Like there's no connection. You can't even like bring a connection, because necklace, what's the connection between a necklace and a contract? What's the connection between contract and making contact? What's the connection between contact and 10 years? Like very, like if you were to translate this using a different meaning, it would take you in different directions. The meaning would be completely different. Yeah, so here it means a necklace. Because we're talking about pearls, it makes sense to be a necklace, right? So عقد عظيم, نظيم, نظيم, نظم, to arrange. نظيم, well arranged. So a beautiful, well arranged necklace is what he's saying. Okay, so it looks like we are a little bit over time here. I think that's a good place to stop, because the next sentence is a little bit loaded. Yes,
Sister Ilham, can I ask something? Yes, I'm so sorry.
sure.
Sister Ilham, in the previous classes, I asked you if there is a harf, then it would be mutaliq to something. But today I learned it like it could be either maful also, or it could be mutaliq. Am I correct?
Harf.
Yeah, this harf jar.
Oh yeah, if it is married to that fi'al.
Okay, this is in case if it is married to a.
Yeah,
okay.
because look, if it is married to a fi'al, then it's not really translated, and it comes with a different meaning. Like I just told you. So ja'a, he came.
Yep.
Ja'a bi, he brought. So the meaning
That-
is different.
Yes, Yeah,
Yeah.
in that, to know which word is married to which harf and
Yes.
what meaning does it takes in different perspectives.
Yes.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. Thank you so
So
very
I
much.
think in that sense, it helps to think in English, although I really don't like to do that because they're two different languages and they work slightly differently. But sometimes there are points in which they connect. And so we can use these points where they connect and try and capitalize on how to understand the language. Like, for example, we know that in English, he brought what? So, oh, I see. Okay, that's a maf'ul bihi.
Okay.
It's not always going to
Yeah.
work, but at least to give you an
Yes,
idea.
absolutely. I got that. Alhamdulillah. Thank you
Okay,
so
great.
very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions or clarifications? Okay. Great. I think that's a good point to stop because the next section, I think, requires more time to really go through it and to figure out the grammar and the sarf of it, especially. It's a bit, there's some irregular words that might be confusing. Yeah. Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
العافية رحمة عين. آمين.
آمين يا رب العالمين.